I got bitten by a dog today. Not just any dog, but the one I'm living with alongside his owner, who's my friend. It's funny that. He clearly didn't mean to, and yet he couldn't stop himself. No impulse control, some trauma perhaps, maybe triggered. I hadn't provoked him. Caresses, strokes, boops on the nose, all welcome until they suddenly weren't. I imagine I'm not that different. Impulse control? Debatable. Trauma? Certainly, although it doesn't feel like it's weighing on me or demanding much. Triggered? I don't like the word and what has come to umbrella mean, but this too I can experience, of course. Interestingly enough, the bite didn't trigger me, or at least it didn't produce a reaction. I'm quite proud of my ability to detach, to experience something painful or otherwise deleterious without feeling the need to respond in the instant. It grants me options, and options allow for control. Ashby's law and all that jazz. I watched a movie yesterday that prominently featured sociopaths as a different kind of human. I'm pretty certain I ain't one, just garden variety, malish brain systematizer. But I've always felt something I've never been able to put a finger on and let it rest with a feeling of solidity born from a certainty of knowledge of what that finger is touching. If you held a gun, knife, or other vaguely threatening implement to my weak spots, demanding articulation, I'd call it something like trust, or faith, or survival instinct. Blessed are we that much of the time many of us needn't quite rely on it, or even contemplate what it would be like to have to. We simply have too much food, too easily accessible to merit that worry. It's funny to me how difficult I used to find writing, and how difficult I still often find it when its object requires analysis rather than mere listening and Fingerspitzengefühl to expression. The few times that words just flowed out of me were those liminal moments in transitionary spaces, airports especially. Was it the place that made the difference, or the time in my life, or perhaps the stakes of decisions I had behind me or ahead? There's something about the moment being brought to its crisis that gets rid of the detritus of the soul. This must be why soldiers longingly recall wars, why death and disease can invite the dying and sick to find a new lease on life the closer they get to death. In a way, even the soul-crushing downs and exhilarating ups of the entrepreneurial roller coaster provide that same service. Some of us, no, many if not most of us, want to experience the utterly real. I know I do, even when I cannot find it in myself to consciously seek it out when I would need it most. I live in deeply religiously pregnant times, it appears to me. There are forces in the world, the power of which is hard to comprehend through the lens of individual action or technical mechanics or philosophical analysis. And I wish for a more explicit role of a theological frame for the discussions I see around me. The lack of a unifying dynamic that acknowledges and draws on an external greater whole and the utmost inner beauty of the individual soul, this is what I bemoan. There's a reason the universities were called universities and founded by and as religious institutions. It's not to make you job worthy or some such narrowly scoped modern utility. Oh well, look at where the bite of a dog has led me. May it be the kiss of a woman tomorrow, and may I muse of entirely different things.